from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, welcome to the 9 p.m. news on the prestigious channel of Sri Lanka. I'm Niket Karunaratne.
A very good evening to you. I'm Sharifa Tahib. Let's take a look at the headlines.
Sri Lanka welcomes the resolution on the question of Palestine in the UN General Assembly. The Department of Immigration and Emigration is among the 5 institutions recording the highest incomes. The President says the aim of the government is to fulfill economic growth targets by strengthening local entrepreneurs. Warrants issued against the SJB chairman of the Valigama Pradeshya Sabha. Nepal's interim government assumes duties. General election is on the 5th of March. The World Athletics Championship tournament gets underway in Japan.
On to those and other stories in detail now. The United Nations General Assembly has adopted the proposal on this two-state solution to settle the ongoing dispute between Israel and Palestine.
Foreign media report says a resolution of the proposal has taken place less than 24 hours after the declaration by Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that the Palestine state would never be created. Meanwhile, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism of Sri Lanka welcomes the resolution on the question of Palestine in the UN General Assembly. The United Nations General Assembly has adopted the resolution endorsing the New York Declaration on the peaceful settlement of the question of Palestine and the implementation of the two-state solution. The 7-page New York Declaration presented by France and Saudi Arabia regarding the ending of the war on Gaza Strip proposes the successful implementation of the two-state solution as a means to have a fair, peaceful and sustainable and a joint strategy to resolve the Israel-Palestine conflict. 142 member states voted in favor of the New York Declaration as a non-reversible and timely solution for a two-state issue. 10 countries, including Israel and the United States, had voted against, while 12 countries abstained from voting. Meanwhile, the Palestinian Foreign Affairs Ministry has expressed its gratitude to the efforts of France and Saudi Arabia to create an action plan for a two-state solution, which stipulates that the Hamas organization, which controls the Gaza Strip, should release all hostages. It further points out that the Hamas should end their control and hand over authority to sovereign and independent Palestinian state within the Gaza Strip by handing over all their weapons to a Palestinian authority. However, Israel has expressed its displeasure over the adopting of the proposal. Sri Lanka welcomes the adoption by the United Nations General Assembly of the resolution endorsing the New York Declaration on the peaceful settlement of the question of Palestine and the implementation of the two-state solution. Issuing a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism, Sri Lanka, reaffirms its unwavering support for the inalienable right of the Palestinian people to statehood in accordance with the purposes and principles of the Charter of the United Nations and the relevant UN resolutions.
The Department of Immigration and Emigration says it remains among the top 5 departments in the country which records the highest incomes. Media spokesman of the department, Mahesh Karunadasa, says the congestion, which was a predominant feature in the recent times, was resolved under the present political stability. The department further points out that the passports could be issued within a period of 4 hours under the one-day service if the relevant information, including the necessary documents such as the national ID and the birth certificate, are produced in the appropriate manner. The normal service has also been turned into an expedited one. Accordingly, the relevant services could be obtained within a period of 30 days. Facilities have also been provided to obtain services without obstruction from the department branches in Mathura, Kandy, Kurunegala, Vaunia and Jaffna. Media spokesman of the Department of Immigration and Emigration, Mahesh Karunadasa, said that their monthly income is between 3 to 5 billion rupees. Accordingly, the department is among the top 5 state departments recording the highest incomes. Media spokesman further said that the customers are now able to receive their passports under e-technology without enmeshing themselves in documentary procedures. In the meantime, a project to modernize the Petta Central bus stand under the Clean Sri Lanka National Programme is scheduled to commence on the 15th of this month under the leadership of President Anurukumara Dissanayake as a preliminary measure.
Cleaning of the bus stand will be taken as a preliminary measure which has got underway today. The Sri Lanka Transport Board has established the Petta Central bus stand in 1964. The bus stand, centering on the city of Colombo, daily engages in conducting 1,500 to 2,000 bus journeys, transporting more than 100,000 passengers to numerous locations in the island. The bus stand at present remains at an extremely dilapidated status, with not being repaired or updated facilities since several decades. The Clean Sri Lanka National Programme has taken note of the pathetic condition and has come forward to reconstruct the place at a cost of 424 million rupees. Until such time of completion of the renovation, all bus operational activities currently being conducted by the Petta Central bus stand are to be handled by the temporarily installed bus stand at Bodhiraja Mawatha in Gunasinghapura. Inauguration of the reconstruction project of the Petta Central bus stand will be telecast live over the national television on the 15th.
President Anurukumara Dissanayake says that the aim of the government is to fulfill economic growth targets by strengthening local entrepreneurs. He has made these remarks participating in a 2026 pre-budget discussion with the representatives of the Youth Lanka Entrepreneurs Council at the President's office last evening. The representatives have informed the President in writing of the challenges and problems encountered in carrying forward activities in the field. They've also presented the relevant suggestions. The President has stated on this occasion that the upcoming budget would focus special attention on elevating the state to modernization. In this connection, special emphasis would be made on the digitalization program as well as on the provision of the latest technological and other facilities for the state service. He added that the government will be in charge of regularizing and drafting of legislation and procurement of necessary infrastructure facilities. The government is keen to incorporate the services of local industrialists and entrepreneurs for the economic progress by allowing them more market opportunities. Secretary to the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma, and a group of representatives of the Sri Lanka Export Development Board were also present at the discussion.
We now move on to some news items on development stories. A new post office building is being constructed to expand postal facilities in Balapitiya. Minister of Health and Mass Media Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa has laid the foundation stone of the project yesterday. More than 12 million rupees through the provisions of the Postal Department has been set aside for the construction of the new building. The Balapitiya Post Office is a Grade 1 post office, directly serves 5,520 families as well as 48 government institutions and hotels and industries in the area. A new veterinary office is to be set up in Bambarapana zone in Uva Parnagama. A foundation stone for this project was laid by Uva Province Governor Kapilajaya Sekara recently. The current veterinary office is being maintained at a location on rent basis. 5.6 million rupees has been allocated for the project. The Bandarawala Lienagahavala Vatta road, developed with concrete carpeting, was vested with the general public recently. A sum of 1.5 million rupees has been spent on the project through the initiatives of the chairman of the Bandarawala Pradesh Sabha, Vasanta Sanjeeva. Residents in the area have been subjected to strenuous difficulties due to dilapidation of the road. Construction of an entrance road for the new bus stand in Meghakivula has commenced today. Construction of the bus stand has been abandoned for a period of nearly 12 years due to the absence of an entrance route. A special feature has been the ability to commence reconstruction without any problematic situation, as the shop owners in the area had agreed to remove unauthorized constructions on the roadway without expressing any objections.
Minister of Health and Mass Media Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa has presided over the implementation of the third stage of the Arogya Mobile Medical Camp program jointly organised by the Healthy Sri Lanka projects of the Ministry of Health and Mass Media and the Happy Life Clean Sri Lanka program of the National Television. The event got underway centering on the Heva Innakanda village in Aliyagoda in the Ratnapura district today. Addressing the event, Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that the program enables a patient to diagnose a disease condition in advance and to prepare for the treatment. A follow-up is also possible after engaging in the treatment process. It also enables to direct the patient to a higher hospital if the necessary arises. The minister added that they are also taking measures to direct the patient to nearby health centres under the Arogya program. The medical camp centres will be set up in 5 districts as pilot projects starting on the 26th of this month. One such centre will be declared open in Attoya in the Ratnapura district on the 27th. The ultimate objective of the program is to relieve the burden of health from the patient and to take care of such persons through health centres that are dedicated for their well-being.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that their responsibility should not be only about expanding access to educational content, but also about ensuring that such learning takes place within a safe, transparent and trusted digital environment. She made these remarks at a ceremony held in Colombo recently. The official launch of STEM Feed in Sri Lanka, a new in-app destination for credible science, technology, engineering and mathematics content available in TikTok, has taken place on this occasion. This initiative embarks on a new era where TikTok will come together to reimagining how education can be accessed, shared and strengthened in a digital-first world, setting the stage for a transformative initiative aimed at expanding digital learning opportunities for the country's youth. The Prime Minister has further emphasized the government's initiative on establishing the task force that brings together a multidisciplinary team of officials, educators, academics, technology experts, child protection advocates and private sector partners, aiming to make Sri Lanka's education system inclusive, future-ready and resilient. The Prime Minister commended the partnerships of global platforms like TikTok in stepping forward to align with our national priorities and supporting to inspire young people in STEM subjects and to make knowledge engaging and accessible beyond textbooks. The Prime Minister further encouraged the dedicated feed of STEM to focus on STEAM subjects, including arts and humanities, in building an innovative, balanced and empowered youth generation.
President Secretary Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumanayaka says that the state service needs to be altered in a higher context for the benefit of the public service. He made these remarks participating in a workshop to enlighten government officials on artificial intelligence. The program aims to educate government executive officials on the usage of artificial intelligence with the objective of transforming the state service into a productive and efficient one. This event took place under the theme AI for a Change in the State Service at the Temple Trees. The digitalization of state service is an initial intrusion into the government program. The ultimate objective is the creation of an efficient public service intending to generate positive attitudes. The event was attended by a group including Presidential Senior Advisor on Digital Economy, Dr. Hans Vijay Surya. President Secretary Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumanayaka said that there is a need to make more efficient the state institutions and their activities. Fruitful completion of the program is an essential requirement. The President Secretary has stressed that changing themselves is a crucial importance. The people are expecting that change and it should be felt by comparing our performances with countries in the region.
The Mathura Magistrates Court has issued warrants on Chairman of the Valigama Pradesh Sabha Lasantha Weerasekara of the Samagijana Balavege, who was released on bail. The reason for issuing notice was due to his failure to appear before the courts in connection with the 2 cases of which his appearance was needed. One case was filed against him in connection over threatening Valigama Pradesh Sabha member Attorney at Law Tarakananya Kara. Lasantha Wickramasekara, an accused of the case, was absconding. Accordingly, a separate case has been filed against him in the Mathura Chief Magistrates Court under the Act to safeguard the victims. Relating to the same incident, as Lasantha Wickramasekara did not produce himself for both cases, the Mathura Chief Magistrate has directed to issue warrants against him. Further hearings on both cases are scheduled to be taken place on the 26th of February 2026. Former chairman of the Vattegama Urban Council and another suspect have been arrested in connection with the altering of data pertaining to 2 jeeps imported illegally to the island. The 2 relevant vehicles were taken into police custody. The police says that the 2 jeeps were registered in the Department of Motor Traffic by forged data preparation.
And now let's take a look at some local news items in brief. An accomplice of Bako Saman, currently in detention, was arrested in Gangayaya, Ambilipitia yesterday. Items including T-81 firearm, 2 magazines, 97 bullets and an army-type camouflage uniform found in possession of the suspect were also apprehended. The arrest was made according to the information received in inquiries conducted by the Western Province North Crime Division. A special program was held yesterday to inspect school transport services in the town of Batiklo. The Batiklo headquarters police is in charge of the operation. The Vattala Pradeshya Sabha is making arrangements to commence a one-day service in approving survey and building plans by Pradeshya Sabha in the first time in the island. The program has been organized to coincide with the local government week to be implemented from the 15th to the 21st of this month.
In the meantime, Ganesh Chaturthi, the annual Hindu festival of venerating Lord Ganesha, was celebrated in India and many other countries recently with colourful festivities. A special religious event was also organised in Sri Lanka with the participation of the Indian community in the country. In collaboration with Maharashtra Mandal and Swami Vivekananda Cultural Centre. The event became glamorous with various cultural activities including dances. Devotees later took part in rituals of venerating Lord Ganesha. That's it on local stories. We'll be back with news overseas. Stay tuned in. Welcome back. We move on to news overseas now. Nepal will vote in early March, says the president, as an interim government headed by the country's first female prime minister takes charge after historic public protests. Hours after appointing former Chief Justice and anti-corruption figure Sushila Karki as the new head of government, President Ramachandra Paudel announced in a statement late on Friday that the 275-seat parliament has been dissolved and elections are fixed for the 5th of March. The Himalayan nation of 30 million people is slowly returning to normal less than a week after widespread Gen Z-led protests following a government ban in social media platforms. Meanwhile, Nepal's major political parties have demanded the country's President Ramchandra Paudel reinstates the parliament he dissolved following the protests. In a statement, 8 parties, including the Nepal Congress, CPN, UML and Maoist Centre, said the president acted unconstitutionally. News of Karki's appointment was welcomed by neighbouring India, whose Prime Minister Narendra Modi offered his congratulations in a post on X. India is fully committed to the peace, progress and prosperity of Nepal's brothers and sisters, he wrote. President Anurukumara Dissanayake has congratulated Sushila Karki on her appointment as the Prime Minister of Nepal's interim government. The President posted on X that he conveyed his warmest congratulations and best wishes to Sushila Karki on her assumption of the premiership of Nepal's interim government. Sri Lanka is confident that her leadership will guide Nepal towards a smooth return to lasting peace and democracy.
And on sports news for tonight, the match between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh in the Asia Cup cricket tournament is presently being played in Abu Dhabi. The Sri Lankan team, after winning the toss, has decided to hand over to Bangladesh to bat first. Accordingly, the Bangladesh team has scored 85 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.